Hi, my name is Akshay, and my film focus will be on black cinema in the films Menace to Society and Django Unchained. Our chosen topic and focus question is, how has the 90s breakthrough in black cinema affected the genre today? In the late 80s and early 90s, the film industry was affected by a new genre with mass crowds wanting to view these films. This genre was the start of black films, by black people and about black people. This arose with films such as Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, Boys in the Hood by John Singleton, and of course, Menace to Society by the Hughes brothers. These films were monumental in changing the culture of racial cinema. One of the most prevalent ideas of these films is that bad things could happen to good people in the wrong situations. These 90s films portrayed the lives of black people in government-neglected cities plagued by gang violence. A large portion of the appeal and interest that accompanied these films was the shock aspect of the violence and the not-so-happy endings. Along with attempting to mix the race of those creating art in Hollywood, these films weren't just made to be enjoyed. They were a statement requesting an introspective view of the United States on the way black people were treated and other issues pertaining to them such as police brutality. The final scene of Menace to Society depicts our main character, Kane, his girlfriend, and her son having the chance to leave the bleak life in the gang-riddled neighborhoods in California.
Fuck that. Fuck the young niggas ready. Every fuck that. We got to break this nigga off something real proper live. Man, fuck.
Bam!
I just bought you a new big wheel. You still gonna hit me, right? Just gonna crash into me, huh?
Fucker.
Kane. Thought you was gonna help out my brother.
You lazy. L-A-Z-Y, lazy.
Vroom, vroom, vroom,
You're smart
vroom.
fool. You lazy, you know that, right?
I want some money for this cane, for real.
Yo, what's up now, partner?
This devastating final scene depicts the realities of the effects of living in these neighborhoods. Kane and one of his best friends being murdered is powerful and impacting and catching the viewer. This movie has a strong message, and it used cinema well to deliver necessary protest to the treatment of black people at this time. But the question must be asked, have the goals of these films been obtained? Since the age of Spike Lee and the rise of black films about black communities, have we held an equal share of Hollywood acting, films, and directing for all people? Spike Lee himself doesn't seem to think so, releasing statements targeted against Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, claiming, "It's disrespectful to my ancestors." And many people agree with Lee, in that this is a work of a blaxploitation film, made in the hopes of stereotyping black people and working with white saviorism, as we have recently seen in the Academy's top choices with films such as Green Book. This creates a great contrast between our two films in questions, as our two creatively genius directors share words. One film attempts to attack the problem of racial inequality and promote change, while the other attempts to entertain, while simultaneously moving backwards in the ever-changing battle of racial inequality. Quentin Tarantino responded to Spike Lee's comments, emphasizing his right to creative freedom. He's quoted saying, "As a writer, I demand the right to write any character in the world that I want to write. And to say that I can't do that because I'm white, that is racist." However, Black film today has not solely been portrayed through white directors such as Quentin Tarantino. The works of Jordan Peele have given black actors and directors a platform to further discuss issues through his two critically acclaimed films, Get Out and Us, the latter being released very recently. These films are met with controversy, as all films attempting to breach racial divides are, but these are seen as much more introspective and progressive than a film such as Django Unchained. These films are direct descendants of the works of early 90s filmmakers, and two star actors from the film Us, Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke, speak on Spike Lee's influence and importance.
You know.
It was also great to see him finally recognized for his contributions over all this time. You know what I mean? He essentially raised us. You know, those works raised us and turned us into the artists that we are today because we got to see ourselves reflected early. You know what I mean?
Now we can take a look at why Spike Lee feels the way he does about Tarantino's work in Django Unchained. The main point Spike Lee is attacking is Tarantino's liberal use of the N-word throughout his film. This has been received as insensitive to the history of slavery in the U.S., and Spike Lee thinks so as well. But can we really fault Tarantino for displaying the truths of these awful times in U.S. history? Just like the harsh reality shown in Menace to Society, this is a truth and a valid part of history. This scene depicts Calvin Candy, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, discussing with our protagonist, Django, played by Jamie Foxx, and Dr. King Schultz, played by Christopher Waltz, about the price they'd pay for the slave who is Django's lost lover. The tensions are high, and true to the times and character portrayed by DiCaprio, the N-word is used liberally.
Now, considering y'all have ridden a whole lot of miles, went through a whole lot of trouble, and done spent a whole lot of bull to purchase this lovely lady right here, it would appear that Broomhilda is in fact the right nigger. And if y'all want to leave Candyland with Broomhilda, the price is $12,000.
And I take it you prefer the take it or leave it style of negotiation?
Yes, I do, Doctor. You see, under the laws of Chickasaw County, Broomhilda here is my property. And I can choose to do with my property whatever I so desire. And if y'all think my price for this nigga here is too steep, what I'm gonna desire to do is... and beat our ass to death with it right in front of both y'all!
Another criticism of the film comes from Tarantino's appeal to comedy in the creation of this film, and you can see where Spike Lee can feel offended in watching this next clip. In the context of this film, it is a funny scene in which members of the KKK gather and complain about the holes in their masks and then them not being able to see. Its comedic effect can be appreciated by most people, but an understanding of the offensive implications can also be appreciated by most people. There's nothing funny about the history of the KKK.
I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
We ready or what?
Oh, hold on, I'm fucking with my oh shit. Just made it worse.
Who made this goddamn shit?
Willard's wife.
You make your own goddamn match.
Look, nobody's saying they don't appreciate what Jenny did.
Well, if all I had to do was cut a hole in a bag, I could have cut it better than this. What about you, Robert?
Can you see? Not too good. I mean, if I don't move my head, I can see you pretty good, more or less. But when I start riding, the bag's moving all over, and I'm riding blind.
I just made mine worse. Anybody bring any extra bags? No, nobody brought an extra bag. I'm just asking.
Do we have to wear them when we ride? Oh, well, shit fire! If you don't wear them as you ride up, that just defeats the purpose.
Well, I can't see in this fucking thing. I can't breathe in this fucking thing, and I can't ride in this fucking thing.
Well, fuck all y'all. I'm going home. You know, I watched my wife work all day getting 30 bags together for you ungrateful sons of bitches, and all I can hear is criticize, criticize, criticize. From now on, don't ask me or mine for nothing.
Now look, let's not forget why we're here. We gotta kill a nigga over that hill there. And we gotta make a lesson out of him.
Okay, I'm confused. Are the bags on or off?
I think we all think the bag was a nice idea.
Yeah.
But not pointing any fingers. They could have been done better. So how about no bags this time? But next time, we do the bags right, and then we go full regalia.
In my opinion, Tarantino can't be faulted for speaking his truth, even if some are sensitive to his art. Black film today has grown and developed strongly since the early 90s, but personally, for the better. Some of the best truthful, historical, and educational societal concepts have been discussed solely in this young genre, and with top-notch New Age films such as Django Unchained, and from Jordan Peele, we can only thank the influence of the 90s films and be excited for the future of black film.